Welcome to the show. I'm Michael Buckets,
I'm Old King Cole.
and this is Ball Talk. We are back after another hiatus. We've been going through it. We've been going through the loops, but we're here. We're here now because there's a bunch of stuff popping off, and we could not help ourselves. So
Seriously, it's
here
too
we are,
hype not to come back.
for real. Here we are, the big 2026. The World Cup's going on, so you might be a little bit more focused on that than basketball. But no, I doubt it. I mean, basketball's popping off. I know it is. They
Yeah.
did the LeBron silencer in the US game yesterday. Basketball's important.
Yeah, I mean, you want to kick it off with the start? I mean, it's your team that we're starting with.
Well, the Bucks got Tyler Hero, big trade, very exciting. Nah, but we know the truth. Giannis had to move on. Giannis had to part ways.
Yep.
And it finally happened after years of drama and trade talks, and Giannis is in Miami,
Yeah, the official trade
which is
was
exciting.
Giannis and Bobby Portis, which I feel like is a piece that not a lot of people are talking about enough. That's gonna be huge for them
Yeah,
off the bench
yeah.
still to back up him and Bam. Like that's huge. For Tyler Harrow, like you said, Khalil Ware, Jamie Jacques Jr., Kasparis Yakajonas, 3 first-round picks, first a pick swap, and then a second rounder.
And
Yeah,
those picks come later too, which is nice. A lot of teams were trying to offer the Bucks packages with trades that were like next year. And if we're giving you Giannis, I'm not as interested in that trade or that pick. Sorry, I keep saying trades. Picks. Picks.
how do
We
you
got a lot of
feel
late
about
picks.
it now, though, being removed from it after some time, and as a Bucks fan, knowing that Giannis signed off on a deal going to the Celtics that probably would have got y'all Jalen Brown, and now you have Tyler Harrow. Not to say that Tyler Harrow's a bag of chips and he's garbage because he's a hooper. He's gonna score a
No,
bunch
for
of
real.
buckets for y'all. But Jalen
It's
Brown is Jalen Brown. He's a
yeah,
dog.
it's hard to say. It's hard to live in the what if, but I know when they were talking and I was looking on Twitter and seeing like, oh, we might get Jalen Brown. That was like the best thing that we saw. The best bag of chips that anybody offered us was Jalen Brown. And I was pretty excited about it. I was gonna get behind him. I was like, I'll buy a Jalen Brown jersey, and I didn't even feel that way about Dame, but I was like, I'll buy a Jalen Brown jersey day one. That would be dope.
Mhm.
Um, so I imagine that realistically, I would have preferred that. But like you said, after sitting it with a little bit, I'm really comfortable with where the Bucks are at. I'm happy with what they did with their picks, which they had to do through the Miami route. And yeah, I'm behind our young guys. I mean Tyler Hero's from Wisconsin, so that's cool. Um, I can get behind that.
Yeah, all the hometown hero stuff seems cool. He seems like he's ready to be like the guy in Milwaukee. So that's cool at least to move forward from.
Would I trade it all for Jalen Brown? Probably, probably, honestly, especially with just like the fire of like, oh, you're gonna trade me, like that'd be dope. But it's all bittersweet. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do in Philadelphia. I'm actually confident in Philadelphia for the first time. I guess kind of switching over. Jalen Brown got traded to Philadelphia. Um, and yeah, that's the league. We're just in one conference, and the
Yeah,
league's stirring up.
yeah,
Everywhere you look, the league's stirring up.
right. Let's see. The official details on that one was Jalen Brown, like you said, to the 76ers for Paul George, 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. Um, I've just only seen NBA Twitter just absolutely flaming the Celtics for taking this deal
But yeah, for
over
sure, for sure.
any of the other deals that it seemed like they were being offered, considering the fact that, and I'm not hating on Paul George because I love me some Paul George. He's one of the smoothest players in the NBA for the last however many years now. he's just an older, a little bit more injury prone Jaylen Brown, if we're being honest. So the fact that they traded a finals MVP, younger, healthier, been with the team for this long, has the chemistry guy for somebody that is kind of in the same realm of like play style, but not as good, if we're being honest with ourselves. It just yeah, I hate to say it, but I agree with NBA Twitter for once, and they are kind of some clowns for this trade, in my opinion. Like, I really am just like sitting here with a
Yeah.
face palm at the Celtics. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, the Jaylen Brown for Paul George is not a good look. But I will say they weren't going to get picks from us. They probably weren't going to get the picks that they got from Philly from anybody else. They got a good load of picks that I think will have some value. So I wouldn't say I entirely agree with that NBA Twitter, but I get it. Like I'm I don't understand why they wouldn't just take Giannis.
Right.
Um, like if you're gonna trade him, you're gonna get. I don't think I'm biased when I say Giannis is still a top five player in the league.
That is
Like,
not bias
and
whatsoever.
I feel like why would you give that up? Like at that point, it's like, okay, you're giving up Finals MVP Jaylen Brown, but I get it because you're getting Giannis. Pretty much any other trade, other than those other top four guys or maybe a top 10 guy, is like, why? So for it to be Paul George of all people, and like you said, nothing against Paul George, but everybody knows the situation. Everybody knows where they're at in their careers, and it's just a very baffling trade.
Yeah.
But I might put the Sixers at number one in the East if I'm guessing, um,
Really?
or at least number two. I mean, they got a squad for sure.
I mean, I hear you. After the signing of Anthony Simons as well, that's going to only help them just substantially. He is an absolute scoring beast, I feel like, and he's just going to look so much better with actual really good talent around him. Not that he hasn't played with good players before, but this is a championship level team that he's playing with now, and I feel like that is just going to really show his importance in the things that he does on the court. So, yeah, I hear you. Or not the Celtics. These Sixers are they flew up to the top of the East at this point. Not that they weren't already a contender, but they're like
Right.
1A, 1B with the Knicks at least because they just
Yeah,
are they are the
I
defending
have the most
champs.
faith in them that I've ever had, honestly. Seems like every single year that you see them go to the playoffs and you kind of are like, are the Sixers going to do something this year? And then it doesn't really pan out. Every year you kind of lose that faith that they might do something. Not that it's not like, I'm not rooting for or against the Sixers in the playoffs ever. They're fun to watch. They have been fun to watch, but they've lost
Yeah.
for the past however many years. And so that's just like a narrative that the Embiid era Sixers has given themselves. And for the first time in a while, I don't care about that. I'm like, I think Jaylen Brown's the best player on the team.
And yeah,
Sorry, Embiid, but
that's what I was going to kind of transition to talking about was, what's funny is that for the first time in a while, Embiid is not the first person that I think about when I think about the Sixers. And I think that's going to help them a lot because it takes a lot of weight
I
off of
agree.
Embiid's shoulders and he doesn't have to feel like he needs to play so much. And like he'll be able to do that load management and they'll still be a really top playoff team. And then when it comes to the playoffs, he can bounce in and do his thing. And yeah, I think that's some
Yeah,
great
still
points. They're going to be
still
crazy.
still one of the best players in the league, Embiid too. Like he's Oh, there are a lot of good centers now, though. It's hard. I don't know where I'm going to
It's
say it.
very hard, especially with his
But like,
availability and how much he actually plays. But when he
I don't
does
know.
play and
I'll
when
get
he's
behind
on the
him. I'll get
court,
behind him though.
I mean, yeah, when he's on the court,
It's going to be
he's
scary.
top 3 centers in the league. He's behind what, Jokic and Wemby, maybe? That's about
See,
it.
that's why I say it gets challenging because then it's like, now you got like Sengun or like Jalen Duren. I don't
If
want to put them above him,
yeah, if Embiid's
but
fully healthy, I'm putting him
if
over
he
both of
doesn't,
those guys in a heartbeat.
it's the if. That's the if where I'm like, hmm. But I
Yeah.
mean, what I'm trying to say is that Embiid's at near the top. So you're agreeing with me. So I don't know why I'm trying to be like, oh.
Nah,
But
you're good.
anyways,
You're just talking more into your point. But to bounce more onto the Celtics' favor side rather than dogging on them, they did pick up Mitch Robinson in free agency as well. And
yeah, I think they'll still be a playoff team. I mean, they still got Jason Tatum. They're still the
yeah,
Celtics.
yeah,
I saw something like they were thinking that Peyton Pritchard is going to take a big jump. And they're like, we're just betting on him being really good without Jaylen Brown being in his way, so to say. That's not what anybody said. That's my paraphrase.
I
But
hear you. I mean, offensively, he's a dog. Just defensively, he's got to, I feel like, pick it up more.
but even if that is true, that's the Celtics mindset around it is that they're hoping that he's going to take a jump. That's such a gamble, you know,
100%
to just like I don't know.
bet on something
I
like
don't want
that.
to. I don't want to keep dogging on the Celtics. I will though
I
if we
mean,
need to.
Bucks fan.
Yeah. But anyways, the Raptors picking up Kawhi
Yeah,
in a trade.
absolutely crazy. Official deal
I thought it was
was.
interesting.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Sorry. You said no. Your thing is gonna be better to say first.
Official deal. The Clippers are sending Kawhi Leonard to the Raptors, like we said, for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 first-round picks, 1 pick swap, and 2 second rounders. An absolute haul of just stuff for Kawhi, honestly.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, the Clippers got more picks from Toronto for Kawhi than the Spurs did.
That's hilarious. And he's way later into his career and like
Right,
just
which
yeah.
is but hey, I'm excited. I will say I kind of felt like this overwhelming like nervousness when it first happened for Kawhi because I was like, oh my gosh, like to put myself in Kawhi's shoes, if I'm going like to me, and I'll say this till the day I die, Kawhi on the Raptors is like the GOAT. Like
I mean, yeah, that
I'm just
season was a goat season. The shot is like arguably the best shot in
the
NBA
shot.
history still.
Yeah, the Sixers are only just now starting to recover. So yeah, I when you tell me that Kawhi is going to be on the Raptors, I'm all of a sudden like, oh my gosh.
Like, whoa, the Raptors are something, hey?
But like, that's not what's going to happen. Kawhi's not going to be the best player in the league this year,
No.
and like that is, I don't know. Do you feel this way, or am I alone in this? Like, Kawhi's going to be on the Raptors, but he's not going to be the best player in the league. I guess I just like it. Just like kind of is weird to think about.
No,
It's
I completely
uncomfortable for me
agree.
to think about.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering like his load management stuff, like throughout like the later half of his career now, and just his actual play. He's not, like you said, he's not going to be 2019 Kawhi on the Raptors or what was it 2017? I can't even remember the year anymore. Whatever. He's not going to be the former Kawhi that he was on the Raptors today. That's just not realistic to think and to expect. And not only that, they don't have the same team built around him. They have a good, decent team over there, but it's not likely to expect them to be better than the Sixers or even the Celtics after that trade still. Shoot, I would even say that the Heat would probably beat them in a 7 game series with Giannis Bam, Bobby Portis, their pickup of Tim Hardaway, like Junior. Like, I just, it's great. They're gonna be a fourth, fifth seed, like in the middle of the pack. But
For
yeah,
sure.
it'd have to be
And yeah, I guess
another
it's just
legendary Kawhi playoff run for them to do some shit. Like we would need to see that again.
yeah. I guess it's just awkward. So I guess the nervousness when I say is like, yeah, I kind of like feel like I would be nervous if I were Kawhi. I'd be nervous to go back to Toronto and be like, I'm not the same guy that I was. Like, I'm not gonna. I hope you guys aren't putting too much. He's so mild mannered. He's probably not thinking that at all. But that's where my headspace would be, and that's kind of. I'm excited though. I'm thrilled about it. I hope LeBron goes to the Cavs. We'll
No,
get
yeah,
there.
I mean, yeah, I'm super pumped about it. I mean, just seeing the screenshot of Kawhi in that Raptors jersey from the Shams tweet is such a beautiful sight. And like you said, I mean, despite the things that we're saying about him probably not being just randomly the best player in the league and taking over and whatnot, it's still going to be a beautiful watch. It's just going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, sliding into the LaMelo Ball trade, kind of wrapping up the East. Unless you have anything else to say about the Kawhi trade.
I'm just still, I'm still shook about it. Just
Yeah.
sitting here thinking about Caraptor. What a
Okay.
world we live in. Truly blessed. But
For
yeah, moving on to LaMelo. LaMelo moving to Minnesota.
craziness. Official deal. LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first round pick, three first round pick swaps, one in 2028, 2029, and 2030, and three second round pick swaps, 2029, 2032, and 2033 for those. Absolute haul of
So
picks.
yeah, that's a I thought that was a good trade. Gives the Hornets something to go off of. Kind of, I feel like if I were a Hornets fan, I'd feel similar to how I feel as a Bucks fan. I'd be like, our guy's gone, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, plus
We got a
they
little something going
re-signed
on.
Kobe White to a pretty decent bag, and he's there for a
Right.
multi-year deal, and it seems like he's going to be kind of their main guard now, moving past LaMelo. So that's pretty cool. It seems like you said, they're kind of in that same median, maybe play-in, maybe lottery team spot where they're clearly trying to just rebuild for the future versus being in that weird eighth seed, seventh seed area of the playoffs and whatnot. Um,
Yeah, and that's got to be exciting.
yeah,
So yeah, all in all, to cap the East, very stirring up. And we were saying like a little bit of who might be at the top, or who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, for all we know, the Nets could be really good this year.
they made a lot of moves. They made a lot of moves.
Um,
But
yeah,
for the
even though
t-
that is like half a meme, and like we really like the Nets could make the playoff. We have no idea what the East is going to be like.
yeah,
We don't know if like the Hornets we just said are going to be really good or if they're not going to have good chemistry and thing. We don't know that about the Heat or the Celtics, which are like supposed to be contenders, but we don't know what they're going to look like. We don't know
100%.
if Jalen Brown or Embiid are going to get in a fight in the locker room. Um, Not to say that either of them are fighters, but we don't know what's going to happen.
Seriously.
So
It's very unpredictable, and that's super exciting, especially with, like you said, I mean, is Brown going to Cleveland? I mean, that'd be crazy. That'd make the East even crazier. But for the T Wolves in this trade, I feel like they're the obvious winner right now. Um, I mean, you get your star guard tandem of LaMelo and Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards doesn't need to be the primary ball handler all the time now. He can let LaMelo take it up the floor and kind of set up the plays, and he can get a lot more catch and shoot opportunities, run off of screens and whatnot. And that'll just open up the floor so much more for him, even when he does have the ball on an ISO
for
and shit
both of
like
them,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
because both of them have struggled with being double teamed. That's like kind of both of their one of their biggest weaknesses is that when you put the double team on them, they can't do anything but pass it out. Just because they don't know. I don't know. It's a hard thing to get double teamed, but together they're going to be able to take that gravity off of each other and, like you're saying, give each other a little bit more space. to make plays, to get where they need to get on off-ball situations. And LaMelo is one of the best passers in the league. He's going to be setting up dimes for him. And they kept Rudy Gobert in the situation, so they
Yeah.
have a reliable front court. Um, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Timberwolves this year. I feel like, and Anthony Edwards is still really young, so we've been kind of putting a lot of expectations on him every postseason. Like, what are the Timberwolves gonna do? Anthony Edwards hasn't gone this far. How old is he? Like 24?
I don't know
He
off
can't
top, but
be.
yeah, I would say both of them are around like 24, 25. Like they're both very young. That's so
Yeah,
huge.
so this is gonna be, we'll see, but this could be the start of a little era for them.
I tell you what, fast breaks are
Make
going to be so damn fun with both of them
hmm,
running down the court. He's Lamelo throwing a lob off the backboard to fucking Ant. Like, come on, that's going to be crazy.
yeah, the Timberwolves are gonna be for sure one of my top teams that I'll be watching this next season, just because I like to watch the Timberwolves win. So, and
Yeah,
I
it's
know
going to
that
be
they'll
beautiful
definitely
ball.
be a fun duo to watch win,
Seriously, it's going to only it's
along
going to be
with
so
the rest
fun.
of their team. They got a good team. They re-signed Isle, I think.
Yep. Yeah, that's going
So,
to be
and
good for them.
that's yeah, I feel like he can kind of play the three.
I see I'm against that. I'm personally against him playing the 3. I think that's way too small.
Yeah, okay, we could put Ant at three. They probably all won't be in the same lineup
That's
then.
still so
But
small. I mean, they're talking about it. There's talks of him playing of Io playing the 3, and that's what it seems like everybody's talking about. I don't
the
know.
way
It
the
just,
league is right now, it'll depend on the team if they can get away with that. Because there are teams that they could run small ball and definitely just like run around guys.
yeah.
Um, and be the quicker teams with quicker passes and things like that. But
I just feel like that
there's a
throws a
larger part of the
lot.
league where that's not going to work out.
Yeah, I just feel like that throws a lot of weight on Rudy Gobert. And as much as he is a reliable center, he is on the latter half of his career as well. And there is holes in his game that he hasn't like steady improved on, like he's not just like a scorer now later into his career. Like he hasn't, like he's kind of just been the same guy, just better at the stuff that he's always been good at. Like he's gotten better defensive IQ. He's gotten better at rebounding and shit like that. But other than that, it's not like Rudy Gobert has turned into this like Anthony Davis or something like that, where he's got a mid range game or he's a lob threat. Like he might catch a couple more lobs from LaMelo because he's got LaMelo to pass it to him, but he's still low key got really shit hands and like
Yeah, I
it's
don't I don't see him jumping all that much on offense.
right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, exactly that. Like I just feel like them playing so small puts a lot of weight on a guy that has clear holes that have already been pointed out in multiple playoff series throughout his career, whether he was back on the Jazz when he was playing with Donovan Mitchell or now or when it, so
So do you think they'll just keep him as a bench player?
I
Or
think that runs the best for them because then he could just be their sixth man and kind of play between the 1 and the 2.
that's true.
You know what I mean? As like that, not that he needs to be both, but just in certain situations. I just I think that's too small. But also maybe I need to move forward. Maybe the NBA is just so small nowadays. Maybe that's just really what it is and I need to just move forward. But
Maybe you're just small. Sorry. Okay, John Morant though,
yeah,
small man, big hops.
let's see.
But John Morant moved to the Trailblazers, so another guard moving to another team, continuing to stir the pot.
Official trade. Grizzlies are trading two-time NBA All-Star John Morant to the Portland Trailblazers for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray.
Which win for the Grizzlies, I thought. when I initially saw it. I don't think it's a loss for the Blazers, but I thought it was pretty awkward.
Yes, it's very awkward. They have too many guards. Dame,
Right.
Ja,
Like,
Scoot, Drew Holiday, and there's talks of them trying to move Drew Holiday, but like it's hard to find a good deal for him, like a good return for him. Cause like you gotta think about it, he's such a specific role player at this point in his career. Like he's
yeah,
got clear like championship value, that's proven, but like you can't like you're not going to give up a whole fortune for Drew Holiday. He's not that type of championship. I don't know. It's so weird, you know? You know. You're a Bucks fan.
I do know. I do know. I mean, hey, I'd take him. No, honestly, I think the Spurs would be a really good fit. And let me talk about the Spurs for a second. We won't end talking about the Blazers, but not just Drew Holiday, but just like any like veteran mindset. And I don't think that this is a hot take. I think that they proved to us in the finals that, for lack of a better term, they're kind of dumb, inexperienced. They made a lot of really naive mistakes
Mm-hmm.
that I think one of the elephants in the room is, what if Chris Paul was there to be like, this is where our heads need to be at in this moment right now,
Right.
because he's been there and he's had the experience not only in the finals but just playing basketball for that long. And he's one of the greatest minds in basketball history. So that's just like, of course, Chris Paul would have been good to have there. But any veteran piece, so like Drew Holiday would be a good piece to have. I think I think they said LeBron's definitely not going to the Spurs, but LeBron on the Spurs would be a really good thing just to have that experience, high IQ
Oh my gosh, that'd be
mentality.
crazy. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I think, getting back on the Blazers thing, if they're trying to shop, I would think the Spurs would be interested in Drew Holiday. But maybe I'm wrong about that. They also picked up Robert Williams III, which that made me scratch my head a little bit less because I'm like, okay, I see you kind of building something now. I don't know what your plan is or what you're fully doing, but I kind of see what you're working towards.
Yeah, because if you want me to be honest, Scoot is a six man. If they traded Drew off, I mean, I think they should personally try and trade Scoot off and keep Drew for the vet leadership. But I think John Dame as a backcourt, as crazy as it kind of sounds I. At the same time, throw Dame at the shooting guard, let him just shoot that shit because he's not like he's a good passer. I'm not saying he's a bad passer at any means. There's just one clear part of his game that's way better, if we're being honest, and that's the shooting. And you
Yeah.
let the passing kind of be just a secondary thing. He doesn't need to worry about the playmaking of the offense and running the plays. Let Ja do that. He's a great passer, a great playmaker. Um, I think that could be really fun and really interesting. But like you said, it's also a bit of a head scratch. They got so many guards right now. Robert Williams kind of helped a little bit, but with the West being the West, I'm not. I don't even think if they get a great trade for Drew or for Scoot or whatever, I'm gonna look at the Timberwolves and think that they're just gonna win a championship now. Like the West is still, it's so top heavy. Like I don't think I would take the Timberwolves against the Spurs in a 7 game series. I don't think I would take them against the Thunder in a 7 game series. I don't think I would take them. We could talk about the Lakers, maybe now that they don't got Braun.
Yeah, the Lakers are interesting. I mean, whole new squad basically. If you go back to before the Luka trade, they really completely turned over what they used to be. In fact, the 2020 championship team and the 2021 championship Bucks team, they're both completely dismantled now.
That's
After
crazy.
this offseason, they're a piece of history. The Celtics are next. Sorry.
Wow. I don't know if JT's ever leaving.
Oh, I guess the Warriors won in 2022. The Celtics, just that was their first appearance. That's why I thought of them. But yeah, both scenarios, those guys aren't leaving. Maybe. Who knows now? I mean, for real.
I hear
Who
you
knows?
though. Yeah, with the NBA.
Draymond's a free agent, bro. Draymond Green's a free agent. Anybody can go anywhere.
Yeah, speaking on the Warriors, I mean the Warriors got Kristaps trying to lock him up, trying to entice LeBron in the LeBron sweepstakes because it's been made clear, at least through Shams, he's saying that LeBron will sign for a league minimum. This free agency is not based on finances whatsoever, financial pull whatsoever. It is purely based off championship contention. He's basically
And they're
just
gonna document that shit. And they're gonna bros. This is the last season. This is the last one. So I don't know if it's the last one, but if they're
it's the
documenting
last
it, sorry to
run.
interrupt you.
You're good. It's at least the last like couple
Right.
seasons at the least, or at the yeah, at the most. Um,
And you want to know what I got to say about it? Uh, all those Braun haters get real quiet when they realize he might be joining their team.
that's facts.
They get a little excited
That's
because they
facts.
think that LeBron James might join their franchise.
And wherever LeBron
And
goes,
I'm
I honestly
excited
think Draymond's going. Like I was kind of mentioning to you before the podcast. That's why I think Draymond still hasn't signed with the Warriors personally. Because that was the whole talk of that's why he's not accepting his player option. He's going to take a smaller contract to try and get LeBron. But where's him taking that smaller
right.
contract now? It seems like they're running into issues somewhere. And I think their issue is Draymond really wants to play with LeBron, even
Yeah,
if
and
it's
that was
not on
when
the
they were like,
Warriors.
we're gonna try and get Anthony Davis to
Right.
try and lure LeBron. Then the
Yes.
Wizards said,
Nah.
he's in Washington.
Yeah, we got a team
We're gonna
set.
get LeBron.
Yeah.
Everyone wants him. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely on top of all the crazy stuff that we already mentioned. LeBron James and Draymond Green are free agents, and James Harden is a free agent as well. So
And Jonathan Kaminga, I feel
it's
like
not
that's a
over.
good one too. Depending on where he goes, that could be big. He could sign somewhere where it's like, oh, he went to the Hornets. Not saying that the Hornets would be a bad signing, but not a championship level team. And we're like, oh, okay. But he's a guy where if he signs, say, with like the Pistons too, or with the Knicks or something and takes a pay cut just somewhere and takes a pay cut to a championship team, ooh, that team gets a whole lot better. And obviously the same with Harden, LeBron, and Draymond. I feel like no matter where any of those guys go, it's going to help the team a
For
substantial
sure.
amount. And I think it's really
Especially because
oh, keep going.
especially because I think all those guys are at a point in their career where they're not trying to be the guy. They're just trying to hoop.
Yep.
Like,
They want to
sure,
win.
they're trying to win. Like, they're always trying to win, but it's at this point they know they're not going to be the first option. They just want to be on a team to be that veteran, to help out, to make the extra play that another role player couldn't make because they're not James Harden or LeBron James.
Right.
And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I feel like it's kind of this season's going to be really like a great season of nostalgia.
Yeah, because we're going to
Just
look
like
back and it's going to be the start of a lot of eras.
right, like this is the young players are really ushered in and have already kind of taken over the league. Like our favorite players from high school are, I hate to say it, but basically washed. You know, like
At
they're
this
worried
point.
about the young guys.
Mhm.
Can Lightning McQueen against Jackson Storm type of shit.
At this point, yeah, that's where we're at. Like this
But
new
they
I was just gonna say, like this new era Lakers, like I feel like this is gonna be so interesting to watch. Like Austin
for sure.
Reeves and Luca running the backcourt along with Quentin Grimes and Colin Sexton to back them up. I feel like those are two really great guards to come off of the bench for them. And like as soon as basically like I would say an hour or two after LeBron officially said that he wasn't playing with the Lakers anymore, and the Lakers came out with their statement. They traded for Walker Kessler. They traded for Quentin Grimes. They traded for Colin Sexton. Like they instantly went and moved forward and started this new era. And I feel like, yeah, like you said, like this is gonna be a crazy nostalgic. Like I'm looking at just the notes that we have written for this pod, and I'm like, Wow, like Vooch is back on the Magic for like a really low
Yes, I forgot
contract.
about that.
Like
But yeah,
that,
that was exciting to
like there's a
see.
lot of little small things that
Hmm.
happened that I feel like for teams that uh, we didn't talk about the Pistons really much. The Pistons got Joe from the Oklahoma City Thunder, who obviously has championship experience and is going to be able to come into that team at a really young age as a sharpshooter and have championship experience and kind of help them throughout that. And they got John Collins. Like, are the Pistons a top three team in the East now? Like the East is crazy this year. So much stuff, so much stuff. Like you said, it's gonna be nostalgic to look back and be like, "Dang, was this the best free agency ever?"
Yeah. I mean, it quite honestly feels like it, especially if you include the trades.
Yeah,
Um,
the best off season, I should
because
say.
yeah, I mean just Kawhi, Jalen Brown, and Giannis. And we'll throw Paul George in there because that's a guy. That's
No,
a
yeah,
person. They they all got traded in like the past 2 weeks. The past 2 days, if you don't include Giannis.
right.
And it's like that's just that. And then you have all these free agents that we're talking about. We should talk about LeBron a little more and where we think LeBron might actually go. Because
I agree.
as far as I know, there's still 28 teams on the board. The only team that I heard, like I'd already said, that they're like, no, he's not going there is the Spurs. And that was basically because the Spurs were like, we're not interested. Now, I don't know. I'm not an ESPN analyst, but as far as my Twitter has told me, all 28 other teams are still viable. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Where are your top destinations?
So my top destinations are what I kind of hinted towards in the group chat when we first talked about it when it first dropped, and it's really still just down to the top three. I'm thinking, and I'll go in order too. Cleveland, number one. House Storybook, the documentary that they're making,
Oh, it would be
the
perfect.
kid from Akron to go back to Cleveland and try Cleveland. This is for you. Like, like House. Come on,
Hmm.
that's my number one. Number two, the Heat. Honestly, they still stay as a number two for me, surprisingly. After all of this, it's prime Braun. There's so many talks of him and Pat Riley have healed their relationship and this, that, and the other, and they just got Giannis, man. And they are making little I mean, they just got Wiggins, they got or well, they signed Wiggins to a longer contract. They just got Tim Hardaway Jr., who's gonna be a good scorer. Shit, Bron could sign that league minimum and just be their point guard. A bit like
That's how they were making the mock lineups with it because like why not?
I
Why not?
exactly, why not? And I think that's a huge
Honestly, you want to
one.
know my take on the Heat? I don't think that LeBron and Giannis would get along that well as teammates. I don't know why, but I just see them clashing, you know?
Huh.
I love both those guys. I think they're both lovable guys that are good at getting along with people, but I just feel like it would be very not that they would like argue or that they have like bad chemistry on the court or anything. I just think they kind of like they wouldn't be I don't think that'd be the most fun that LeBron could have and like really indulge himself in his team. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I feel like it's kind of Giannis's team and LeBron would just be stepping in. When it's the Cavs, like it's still Donovan Mitchell's team, but that's LeBron. So like him and Donovan Mitchell kind of together are like we're the pioneers of the Cavs, you know?
Yeah.
When it's like Giannis, like there's a whole new brand new Heat. It's not Jimmy Butler on the Heat or like even Dwayne Wade, if I take a step back further, or I mean Bam's there, but like even Bam and LeBron would be like a cool thing. But Giannis being there, I feel like it's kind of the Giannis narrative, and that's the only thing I have against him going back to the Heat. Is if you're gonna do the narrative thing, just go to the Cavs.
I hear you.
But anyways, you said three teams.
Yeah, and then my third one is still the Warriors. I mean, he's hinted towards wanting to play with Curry for years and years and years. Draymond talking about how he said that he wasn't taking his player options so then he could sign a cheaper deal to try and get Braun. Um, and I feel like that's just like basketball fantasy, right? Like LeBron and Curry play together. Like that's like I feel like that's every if we're sitting here and being honest with ourselves, that I feel like is every real basketball fan's like fantasy team, like LeBron and Curry together. That's instant highlight reel night after night after night after night after night. Like there's gonna be a highlight, there's gonna be a dope play, there's gonna be a an alley oop, there's gonna be a through the legs pass for a three. Like they just have so much fun playing together, and like they're also like they just fit each other's game great. So that one I like a lot, but I don't know. Just the more and more we sit here and it goes on, I don't think that's the one he's going to go to. For some reason, it
I
just
don't
doesn't.
I love the Curry and Braun together aspect of it.
Yeah,
Like you said, that's the dream. I mean, it'd be so much fun to watch. You already know those tickets are going to be they're probably going to be like finals tickets all year long. I mean,
literally.
that's LeBron and Steph Curry on the same team. I don't love LeBron, like the concept of LeBron playing for the Warriors for the obvious reasons. Um, and I think that kind of makes it odd for me, where it's like, and I don't like the idea of Curry leaving the Warriors. So that's kind of the LeBron and Curry playing together thing I've kind of accepted in my head is that's a fantasy that got fulfilled at the Olympics, and
Yeah,
I'm grateful for that. But I kind of don't want it in the league. Um, of course, I'd bandwagon the shit out of it. You know, I'll be watching every single game.
right.
I'll be like, Curry and LeBron are playing. I'm never gonna miss. Like, I'd be so excited about it. But you know, 28 other options. I think
Yeah, I was like,
something
what are
else could
your
be
top
done.
teams?
I mean, you already talked about the Cavs. Obviously, I mentioned how I feel about the teams you said. But yeah, I love the Cavs. I think that's probably still my number one option just because, you know, knowing the documentary is a thing and just being that guy. I mean, they're gonna build Braun a statue no matter what.
Yeah,
You know, that's the king of Cleveland forever. Um,
yep.
but some other options that I've been kind of considering as I look around. I think after this Jaylen Brown move, I think the Sixers really, I've been loving that idea today. I've been thinking about it a lot. Been like, man, LeBron on the Sixers,
That would be
I could get
such a
behind that.
stacked team. You're not wrong. That would be so
Like,
stacked. As much
they
as
would
I
be
like
so good.
hate to even think about that
That's
because
basically like a US Olympics team. I mean,
yeah,
goddamn.
I feel like that almost goes into your take of the Heat thing, though, whereas like it's Jalen's Brown's team right now, and he would be taking the back seat, and he wouldn't really be doing a whole lot. So that's
Yeah,
why I almost don't like that
can't
one, which
argue
is
with that.
so funny because I like the Heat one. So maybe we're just flip flopped on that for some reason, but I hear you. That would be so stacked and it would be so crazy. Like they would instantly become my favorite out of the East if they got not that they aren't already a favorite, but they would become like one and then a gap and then two because
Oh yeah, I'm definitely following Braun wherever he goes.
you're
Wherever
right.
he goes. I was talking to Dorito in the Discord the other day, and he was like, "So are you going to be a Miami fan now that Giannis went there?" And I was like, "I'm going to be a fan of whatever team LeBron signs with. Doesn't matter. I'll root for the Jazz. I don't care. Rooting for LeBron
That's tough.
at
That's
all
tough.
costs." But yeah, I guess I don't know. You mentioned that, and I do think about how that would kind of suck for Jaylen Brown to like get here, get his spot. Now it's like instead of Jason Tatum, it's LeBron James. Like,
Yeah,
damn,
it's the LeBron James show now, and he's like, God, I thought I
like
was gonna lead a team.
can't get away from this. But yeah, that's really the one that I liked. Um, I liked the Spurs for fun to watch sake also, but I actually also don't like it at the same time. I just like I understand what's going on right now is ring chasing. Um, but it gets to a point. And I think I think for LeBron to just go play for the Spurs right now would be kind of crazy. Um, the glaze runs deep in these veins, so I'd still be there.
You know, a team that we haven't mentioned that would actually be really crazy to see him on now that I'm thinking about it as well, because we were talking about the size and stuff and who could play the three. What if he went to the T Wolves, man? What if he was that three and IO really
That's
could
been a
come up?
talk too.
Like,
That would be so exciting.
that would be
Especially because we saw him and Ant together at the Olympics also, so like we know that's a vibe.
the
Uh,
amount of game he could give to
Damn,
Ant and to
Curry and
LaMelo.
Embiid. LeBron's just trying to figure out who he had the most chemistry with at the Olympics, and
Pretty
that's where he's
much.
going.
And then, like, yeah, what role players they have on their team
But
after
no, the
free
Wolves would
agency.
be so fun.
That'd be
Bro, if
crazy.
LeBron was on the Timberwolves, not trying to dox, but I'd be going to 10 games. I'd be going
Yeah.
to 10. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
I'd be a partial season ticket holder for
I've
the
actually
Timberwolves.
mentioned that to a
Like,
lot of people when we talk about the LeBron conversation in real life. I'm like, man, if LeBron ends up in on this team, this team, this team, or this team, yeah, me and bro are gonna be going to a lot of fucking LeBron
bro,
games.
I
Like,
literally Googled which cities within 500 miles of me have an NBA team. And I was like, any of these teams, I'm going.
I'm figuring it
I'm
out.
like, man. But
But
yeah,
yeah.
most realistic at the end of the day, and what I'm really truly hoping for is the Cavs. I think that'd be the hometown story. It go right along with Kawhi going back to the Raptors, and like you said, Booch going back to Orlando,
It does feel like a
and
that
just
type of off season for the old heads.
bro, Harden could pull up to the Rockets. It
I
would
was
be
about to
awesome. It
say,
would be
where's Harden
awesome.
going? I was like gonna transition
Like,
into that after this LeBron talk of like
yeah, Harden, there
Harden
hasn't been
is
any conversation about. He's just like, I didn't
chilling.
re-sign with the Cavs. And then everything else started popping off, and so we
Yeah.
can't even think about James Harden.
But like Harden is a good player, despite like the talks of,
No,
you know
for
what I
real.
mean, his holes in the playoffs and this, that, and the other. He's a great player and he could add a lot to a playoff team. So like, where the hell is he going? Like, what do you think about that? I mean, yeah, now that you say it, the Rockets kind of almost makes sense based off of this offseason.
Yeah, that's just like, I mean, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen these days. Ever since the Lakers got Luca, anything can happen. And this offseason proves it.
Yeah. This offseason has been
Um,
everything and then some.
so when we're talking about Harden, I think he very well could go to the Rockets. I think he probably definitely had conversations with their front office. Um, just because he's a free agent and he thought he'd call the Rockets, or maybe they called him, who knows? But that's a team that I'm sure is on his radar. Other teams, though,
Maybe
man, it's
Toronto.
hard to
I could
say.
see him trying to be a co-star with Kawhi. He's a very
That could be
like
cool.
co-star kind of guy nowadays. Like he doesn't want to be like the
Right.
main guy. You know what I mean? He always like ends up like in Cleveland where he's playing
Yeah.
with, you know, or
Yeah, I
like
did think about going to Miami when Giannis first went, and then they were like, Harden's a free agent, but I don't know they had the beef before. I mean, could they have gotten over that?
shoot.
Can people I'm not trying to shit on Giannis just because he left Milwaukee, but I feel like it's hard for people to get along with Giannis. You remember when Jaylen Brown was saying that he was like basically a child?
That's
I
why I
don't think
think
that,
that's why when you were saying that you don't think him and Braun would get together well, I was like, bro, they're the same person. They're both just goofy little children as adults. Like, not to hate because I'm just a goofy little child
oh,
as an
you're right.
adult,
You're
but
right,
like,
though. That would be a vibe
you know
for
what I'm
sure. All right,
saying? They just be
Harden and
goofing.
LeBron both go to the Heat. But yeah, I don't know if the Harden and Giannis. It's hard for me to ever interpret how much beef is real
Yeah, it's
when it's
so tough.
amongst NBA players, when
Mhm.
it's on or off court. Like
And it's been
for example,
years
in
now.
like a reverse role last year when Giannis was playing the Pistons and he was like trolling Malik Beasley. I thought it was all fun and games. That was real beef.
That was real.
So so I don't know, but Harden and Giannis. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna fly to Miami.
It's another
But
it's another basketball dream, like the Braun Curry
for real, like it
Giannis
really
saga.
is like they be
The pick and roll is just
together, they have everything.
yeah,
Together, they have aspect of basketball covered. Like
Seriously.
separately, they're really good at what they do, but together they got the whole game figured out.
Yeah, you just need some guys out there. And then to top it off, they would have Bam. Yeah. But Harden would have to take a
Oh
pay
my
cut, and we
gosh.
all know Harden loves his bag. So that's the tough thing is like, where's Harden
People be
going?
doing that.
People are
Jalen
doing that,
Brunson just
especially this
just
year.
won a title doing that. So I think it might be more popular than it used to be
I hope so.
going forward. That's how I would understand it.
Nothing
If I
against
were an
guys
NBA
getting their
player that was
bag.
focused on money, I might be, but maybe I'm sure there are guys still out there that are just focused on money. They wanna get paid. They'll win if they can, but they want to get paid. So that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
What do you think for Harden? I mean, it's hard for me to even. I guess you were already saying teams.
Yeah, really. Yeah, those teams that I kind of spitballed out in the air are really the only ones. I'm sitting here looking at my notes, and that's what I was thinking the whole time. Like maybe the Nets, because the Nets have made a lot of like little small moves, and they kind of have a lot of role players that he could kind of lead, in a sense. Uh,
To go to the Suns.
the Magic would be fun. The Suns would be fun. There's a lot of teams.
What if he goes to the Bulls?
He's like
What if he comes to Chicago?
man, then we go into a position where we're winning honestly too many games that I don't want to be. I like where we're at right now.
What do you
We're going to
mean?
be a fun, shitty team. Our best
No.
player
Oh,
on this.
you don't want to be like mediocrely competitive.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be an eighth seed. I want to be lottery team right now and get another lottery pick next year and maybe a trade or something. Like that's why we just got I feel like we just got Norman Powell on that big contract is because like as much as Norman Powell is a great role player, he's not like gonna just like win us a shit ton of games. And as great as Nick Claxton is down low, and as much as he's gonna help us interior wise, and he could maybe be our long term center if in 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line in the rebuild, if he wants to still commit to all of that, you know what I mean, and play through all of that, he might be our long term center. But I just feel like it makes us to where we're like kind of fun. We have some guys that are vets that can help out, our rookies. We got a lot of young talent that I'm more excited about. I mean, Josh Giddey, Modest, Cody, Swain. We got a lot of young talent, a lot of picks, and that's what I'm more excited for than trying to get any type of Harden or something like that. I mean, it would be fun. I love Harden. I mean, I would love to have
No, I get
LeBron
that though.
too,
I
but
mean,
it's
I
just
mean, I just went through how many seasons of we we could win it. Like we could make a push somehow, or like we could be competitive. I'm way more comfortable right now. Like, I'm not trying to say that I like my team being ass, but like I'm excited to root for the Bucks and watch them win or lose, like
that's how I
who
feel.
cares? We're not gonna
Yes.
win the championship. Like,
Right. You're looking at
um,
certain guys and
but the
seeing what they could
having
possibly do for
Giannis
the future.
having Giannis just put us in that conversation and made it competitive. And when you lose, when you it's so much worse. When you don't win, not winning is worse than losing.
Yes. I know what you're
And
saying.
yeah, so I get that, not wanting like a Harden type of player to be like, oh, are the Bulls gonna do something? Like it's what's playoff Harden gonna be like this year?
Exactly.
Uh because yeah, I mean, it's not like I don't want to it's not like I'm rooting against the Bucks during this rebuild, getting back to where they were before, but I'm comfy, I'm cozy.
Right. I'm cool with a season or two of losing and getting a high pick and getting some more young talent. And then maybe if in 3, 4 years we're still really shitty, then I'll be a little bit upset and be like, man, we haven't even developed anybody to be like looking like a star. We haven't drafted anyone that looks like they're going to be a star. I mean, shoot, I'm very confident in our draft class this year. I'm very confident in it. But like I
Yeah,
said,
I
that's
thought both the Bucks and Bulls did really well.
mm-hmm. So that's why I was like, if in like 4 years down the line, we're still looking like that, I'll be a little upset or be like, why did we trade him or let him go or whatever. But
I'm still waiting on Shams to let me know what team I'm going to be following this year as far as a
Yeah, I've
contender.
been getting so many notifications of Twitter, and I've been looking, and none of them have been the one that I'm looking for. The most interesting
Nothing
that's happened
interesting.
is Billy Donovan agreed to become the lead assistant coach
Yeah,
for
I
the
almost said
Spurs.
something. I was like, oh, dang, that's low key.
That is
That's
decent.
nice for them.
Yeah.
Like, good for them, you
No,
know?
yeah. 100%. Their coaching staff just gets even more illustrious and crazy. So,
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and shit on Mitch Johnson. I think he did as good as he could.
yeah,
But I'm excited for him to have Billy Donovan right there,
100%.
um, to help him make those decisions. So that'll be good.
100%. Anything else major that you got to really?
No, not off the top of my head. I was trying to think. I mean, that does really sum up the craziness that got us to get on here and do something.
Yeah, seriously. We kind of talked even about
Um,
like some of the little stuff that we didn't think we'd talk about, like Vooch to the Magic.
yeah, I think we gotta acknowledge the draft. We weren't here for the draft. Draft was cool. I mean, we kind of said that we felt like our teams did good. I felt very interested in a lot of the players. I watched probably till like the 15th pick or something and like watched all their interviews. And I normally don't get that into it, but I was enjoying. I was enjoying the new crew that we got in. So
Yeah, I'm so excited. Cody Williams and Dylan Swain. I'm very excited for the Bulls picks. I'm very excited. From what I keep hearing around like college hoop heads and draft talks from videos that I watch on YouTube and guys that I watch, it sounds like this draft class has potential to be one of those huge draft classes. Like
that's what I've heard.
people
Like,
are talking about Cody Williams, who we got at 4, as if he could be a huge like amazing guy, and not even just Bulls fans saying that, like I said, just random
right.
college hoop heads and whatnot. And that's the 4th
And
pick.
that
So you
goes
got to
deep. That
right,
goes deep too. Like
right. Yes.
people will be talking about the eighth pick, the 11th pick. I mean, there's a lot of
I heard someone say something
good.
like the 28th pick is, I can't believe he fell that far or something like that. And I was like, man, this draft sounds like it's just loaded with talent. And I can't wait to see in 5 years how many of these guys are leading teams or are co-stars with some of these guys. Like Devonta low key got drafted to the best situation that a number one pick could get drafted to, if we're being honest. I mean, he's got Trey Young to throw him the ball a bunch. He's got Anthony Davis to play with him. Like,
Yeah, number one pick has never been drafted to a team with Anthony Davis on it before. What? That is actually crazy though. That's
that
crazy.
actually is
But
crazy. Once you said
but
it, I
you're
was like,
right.
damn.
You're right though. The Wizards, we didn't talk about the Wizards, but I did write them down because they're interesting.
Yeah.
They're another one of those teams in the East that, like we were saying, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen in the East? The Wizards could be a contender. Fuck it. I mean, who really
They
knows?
really could be. I mean, yeah, they're like a
Like,
wild card. Like, I have no idea if they're going to
yeah,
be
straight up
great or
wild card.
ass. Shit,
And
they
they might be
could
getting
get
LeBron
Braun.
James.
Yeah, I was like,
They
they
might be getting
could.
LeBron James. So like,
Like,
who knows, man? But yeah. But no, I'm comfortable with what covered. I think shit's gonna keep popping up. So by the time next week comes around, we'll have plenty more content.
yeah, I would say stay tuned for the next time we come back, because LeBron might be on a new team, and that alone would fill up half an episode for both of us Braun heads. We are a couple of Braun heads over here,
I'm filled
at
up
least the
half of
two of
this
us.
episode. I
Yeah,
mean, come on.
right, the two of us. So if Braun goes somewhere, we might have to do emergency, just quick pod of like half hour of us just talking about Braun, or an hour, or however long it goes. But
I'll say this: if Braun comes to the Midwest, I'm popping that Braun Hennessy on stream. I got
count me in.
coming
I'm
to the
coming over,
Midwest.
bro.
Coming to the Midwest, bro. That includes the Cavs, so highly likely.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody,
But
do you have anything to say? Is that hmm?
no, I mean, you already know we weren't going to let you forget just because we were gone for a while, but make sure you tell everyone about us.
That's what
Make
I
sure you
was.
tell make sure you tell your whole family,
It's exactly what
um,
I was gonna
your
say.
kids and your parents and your cousins and your siblings.
Everybody. And make sure you tell them to like it, and then you tell them to share it with all of those people in their life. And make sure you comment too, and sub, and do all that fancy fun stuff, or don't. We love making the content anyways. That's why we're here, and we do it because we actually just love ball so much that like I mean, that's the reason we just did this pod, was like so much was happening that we were like, we need to get back to it now.
We just needed an excuse to get on the call and just chat about basketball for a
Yeah,
while.
truly.
So here we are.
We were like,
Here
let's
we
just
are.
make some content out of it too. But we appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all next time.
Peace, love, dope.